Hope you guys are good. Just give it a few minutes because it always takes a minute to catch up with itself. Well, I hope you guys are well. So me and Fig are here today. I thought I'd just jump on live. Hang on, let me just turn this light on as well. There we go, that's a bit better. So I'm Lucy Hoyle, and if you're already a subscriber on the channel, then you'll know me to be a cat behaviourist. And my channel is all about helping people with their cat's behaviour. Fig often makes an appearance as well. And so I do like doing little live chats every now and again to answer any questions that you have about your cats. And that's what I'm here to do today. So I've got a question already, which I'll talk through. But if you have any questions as we go, then do feel free to drop them in the comments because I'll be happy to answer them. I'm trying vertical live today. I hope that's working for you guys. Let me know if you need me to switch angles, or let me know if you can't hear me as well. So Fig is being adorable, but he has a habit of knocking over the camera. So we'll see how far we go with him. So a question I was asked on my page is that there was a lady who is preparing her cat for a flight, and she wanted to know how she should prepare and what to do. And so I have answered, but I did think it was a good idea to answer on here as well, because it might be something that you guys are thinking about, or I don't know, if you're a behaviourist yourself or looking to learn more about cat behaviour, it's useful to know these things, isn't it? So really, what my first thought was is, unless you have a kitten or unless you have a cat who is generally going out and about and enjoys a lot of travel and does a lot of travel, then it is very difficult to prepare a cat for a flight and all the things that come with it, because even the process of getting them used to flying on an aeroplane will probably be just as stressful as the flight itself. Because how do you even go about doing that? Because obviously you want to break down the whole experience into lots of little potentially stressful situations. So you have the carrier travel, you have the car travel going to the airport, you have the wait in the airport, you have going through the different sections of the airport, there's a long wait normally, and then you have the flight itself, and then obviously you have on the other side. So I don't feel personally like it's practical to be able to get them used to airport travel or aeroplane travel, because there's nothing really that replicates it at home. And if you tried, then that would be just as stressful. So if you're going to go and take them on an hour's flight to prepare them for a 10-hour flight, you may as well just do the 10-hour flight. So it's difficult to be able to prepare them in that way. I think it's always going to be a stressful scenario. So what's best for us to do is to prepare them in a way where we just set them up at success and make it as stress-free as possible, and then just ride it out. I think it's always going to be some stressful to some degree. So the ways in which I would recommend that happening is, oh, hello, I thank you for saying hi, because I can see the comments now. So if you're watching and you have a question, let me know, I'll be happy to answer. But so if you're preparing for traveling with a cat in terms of flying, then what we want to do is make it as stress-free as possible. So the first thing I would suggest is making sure your oh Fig, you're so sweet. Your cat is happy in the carrier. That's the biggest thing you can do at home, because then when you go on your journey, what you're doing is taking a little pocket of your cat's normal territory, and you're taking that with you. So you're taking like a little safe space for your cat, and that will make them much more resilient to stress, and they will cope a lot better with the whole journey. Because if you just put them in a like new carrier, something they've never been in before, or something you know they don't like, so if they already hate the carrier and you put them in it, then what you're already doing is starting that stressful experience off at your home. So once they go into that box, they're suddenly going to be like, this is terrible. Whereas what we want them to do is go into the box and be like, oh, okay, cool. Okay, and what's next? Oh, sorry, my dog's woken up. He always does this when I'm on a live. So to prepare them, so we want to make sure that the carrier's out at home and it's in a place where your cat spends a lot of time. So like in the living room or in your bedroom, somewhere where they're passing and they go past. And make sure there's comfortable bedding inside so that they can spend time sleeping in there, and then you can take that bedding with you when you go to do your journey. And then I would leave treats inside just sporadically as well, because we want to encourage them to investigate it. We want them to spend time in there. And so treats normally is the way to a cat's heart. So I would suggest leaving treats in there just to create that positive experience. But essentially, we just want to make sure that it's become part of your cat's territory. Hello, am I not talking to you enough? So yeah, we want to make sure it's part of your cat's territory, so you're taking that with you. So that's going to really help. Generally, in terms of moving the cat around, obviously I know this is obvious, but we want to make sure that it's gentle and there's not much movement or not much motion. So I know if you're just walking around with your cat's carrier, then you would do that anyway. But if you're juggling other luggage and if you're trying to move a lot of stuff, or if people are trying to help you and carrying things for you, then you want to make sure that they are also being gentle and your cat isn't sort of being like moved around too quickly, or it's not too bumpy, it's not too uncomfortable for them. My cat is so cute, isn't he? His name's Fig, and he loves the camera. He's so adorable, and he loves my attention as well, which is good, but it means I can never do these without him bopping me on the shoulder. So just make sure that that part of the journey is as stress-free as we can make it as well. Then I was thinking next about your time in the airport. So normally there's quite a lot of wait. My name is Lucy. Thank you for your comment. Yeah, I'm Lucy Hoyle, and I am a cat behaviourist. This is why I'm talking about cat behaviour. But yeah, so when they're in the airport, obviously you've probably got quite a long wait. So I would pick somewhere quite quiet. I don't know if airports have like pet lounges or somewhere they can go, but if they do, make sure that is the quietest place you can go, because if it's full of other animals, you might find that actually it might not be very quiet at all. It might be quite stressful. So have a think about, or have a look for somewhere quiet you can go with your cat. I'd also suggest as well making sure that you've got something to cover the carrier if you need to. So if it is really busy, if it's really noisy, if people are coming and going, they're trying to look into the carrier, and they're trying to like interact with your cat, because no doubt you're going to get a lot of attention, then it can be useful to have something to put over the carrier just to create that little feeling of privacy and security for your cat, because yeah, they'll cope a lot better if they haven't got lots of people looking in and trying to interact. So that's one thing, but I would also say just make sure that you keep good airflow as well, because obviously you don't want to put like a heavy towel over the top, then it's going to get quite stuffy in there and it might be quite difficult for your cat to be in there. So we want like a thin fabric where you can just cover it over, but also there's lots of airflow coming through as well. And then the flight itself, I think, hello, can I help you? With the flight itself, I think it's just a case of riding that one out. There's nothing you can do to prepare your cat for like the motion of it taking off and the environment that they're going to be in. Like it's going to be highly pressurized, it's probably going to feel uncomfortable. I don't know how it works in terms of like where they can go. I think I might be wrong, I'm trying to remember the question, but I think they were going to be in the hold. So whether they're in like the luggage area, make sure they're properly secured, or if they're up with you, then again, we want to make sure they're nice and secure. They're not going to be like in anybody's way. No one's going to need to move them. Once they're in, they can stay. So I think after that point, it's just a case of riding it out and doing the exact same thing on the other side, you know, making sure it's a quick journey, it's as stress-free as you can make it, and it's as calm and as quiet as you can get it. But I'm hoping for most people that this is like a one-off life event. Hopefully not many people are having to relocate their cats to different countries or different parts of the world more than once. So I think this is why I feel like it's probably easier for the cat to just go with it, you know, like prepare them, like set up for success and just ride it out, rather than trying to get them used to these sorts of journeys, because I feel like that will be more stressful in itself than just doing this one journey. It's always going to be stressful to a degree. So those are my thoughts, and I was glad to be able to answer that lady, and also just come on here and talk that through, because I think it's not an easy question to answer sometimes, and yeah, it's nice to see everybody on here. Anyway, I will be posting another video on Saturday, so do feel free to subscribe if you want to learn more about cats and their behaviour. And also, I'll just mention the membership, which is on my channel. There is a cat behaviour deep dive membership where I really go quite deep into cat behaviours and behaviour problems. At the moment, we're covering Euromarking, but last month we covered introductions as well. So if you're struggling to introduce your cats, there's some information there. And if your cat's Euromarking, then that's what we're working on at the moment. And if you are a cat behaviourist yourself or looking to be a cat behaviourist, then the other level of my membership is more of a mentoring thing as well. So on there, I go over case studies and I talk about like the ups and downs of life as a behaviourist and more of a logistical side as well about, you know, report writing or managing phone calls and just all that other side of things that you don't normally find much information on. So that's there as well. If you would like to join, then do feel free. You'll be very welcome. But if there aren't any questions, I can't see any questions in the comments, only people saying hello and hi. It is really nice to connect with you all. But I will leave you to next time and hopefully see you over on my channel soon. Take care, everyone. Bye.